everybody. Hey, that was a 14-hour cruise that we did last night. We have just arrived in the port of Hilo. This is going to be a magnificent day. We're not going to let the weather damper us because it's a little drizzly, but it's still okay. It makes it a little bit more magical out there in the garden. Well, I hope you enjoy, because we're really going to get our hands dirty today. Let's go out there and get our hands dirty, like I said, and see what's out there in Hilo.
This is all lava rock, all sprawled across the road right here. And there is the counter right there. And if you see, that's real steam. You can feel the heat coming this way. So behind us is the volcano actually erupting, and if you see in the background right here, a beautiful rainbow that's going across the sky. Look at the plants. Some of these plants are surviving right on the outskirts of the eruption of the volcano. And these are all lava rocks that we get to walk right on them. So amazing. It's almost like a crunching sound. We are getting closer and closer to the actual eruption. And there's still that beautiful rainbow in the background. You have to be here to visualize and smell the sound of the gas coming out of the air, but actually you can hear it. Wow. So if you look over here, there's constantly somebody up here monitoring this volcano and what it's doing for their emergency situation. You see the ground kind of goes down and goes up, but some of these plants are still thriving in a big way. We're almost at the edge.
So it's kind of windy out here, but we're as close as we can get to the outskirts of the actual volcano. If you look in the background right there, you can smell the gases coming out of here. It's quite windy. It's overpowering. It's unbelievable. But if you look at that. You can see the steam blowing that way. Could you imagine if it was coming this way towards us? Let's go see what else is out there. It's amazing. So check this out, look at, we are on the outskirts of the actual volcano over there, and this is steam coming up. And if actually I stand here for a good half an hour or so, I could actually get a nice facial. But look at this, it's actually nice and warm. It's almost like a little roasting fire pit right here. Let's go over and take a look at the other one, because it's really warm. It's steam coming out of the ground. People are leaving money down here. I guess it's very, very ritual. Wow. So the actual steam is blowing towards me right now, and it's kind of windy, and it's kind of cool. This is so warm right now. I feel like I'm taking a hot shower. I mean a real hot shower. And the steam is really, I mean, it's hot. It's actually charring almost my thing. But you feel this? You're nice and toasty, and my hands are starting to sweat right now. You can't make this up. My hand and my palms are sweaty, and you can just feel the energy coming out of the earth. Wow. So we're in the outskirts of the actual perimeter of the actual volcano. It's a little drizzly right now, drizzly out here now, but if you look, the crater starts right here on the edge and it goes around. And if you see, there's a lot of plants that are actually growing on the edge right here. But look at this. They're not clouds, they're steam. And you can feel the mist coming into the air, but it's not cold, but it's not warm, it's just right. And if you saw the video just previously, that was the building, and they had to rebuild this building that we're in front of right now, because that one there got burnt down. And if you see the activity, it's way over into the back. So this house is right on the edge
of the volcano. And this one here actually burnt down because it got hit by the volcano house back in 1846. That was the original house that was right on the side here. And you see the people right on the edge right there. And then of course they built this new one. Quite remarkable. But look at the way the trees and the shrubs all are doing really well up here. And you can't help to notice, look at the little moss that's built up on most of these trees around the volcano. It's kind of musky. And you got some also on the rocks. It stays quite wet on this side of the island a lot. If you go down about 7 miles down, it's dry as always, a lot. This side is pretty much wet most of the year. Which brings out your ferns. Look at the size of the ferns. Always damp and wet. And these thrive in that. So look at how all the rock is all black. And if you see that the way that the water is coming in, look at how some of these trees just actually landed on the rocks. And if you see, the root system on them are doing well. They have a little bit of soil and they also have plenty of water. Underneath, I'm sure that they take a lot of the water from underneath. And you got all kinds of mixed types of trees all over here in the background. If you look at this, this is a whole pile of lava rock, but also shells all mixed together. Look at that. Quite amazing. And this is all in Hilo. It's a beautiful island that wraps all around this area.
Well, we set up the tent. We set up a big tent because it was hard. And hopefully have all our cameras into the rain. But it's supposed to be raining today now.
So if you look at some of these trees, some were actually planted, some actually nature did, and what they're doing is they're pruning this one here quite a bit back. You see some of the really unique birds around these grounds in the garden right here. And they got a beautiful Hawaiian bird right here. Beautiful, shrugging off a small other bird. But look at the color, but look at, in this magnificent garden run by the state of Hawaii. This is so beautiful. And it's a nice clear day, and it's not that humid. But look at the way that this tree here just cascades all these small little, look like ropes, going almost just barely touching the ground. And then you got over here to the right, a beautiful white textured bark. Look at this, a statue and some nice lava rock behind. And you have some beautiful silhouette trees here. And look at these. These are kind of cool. And they really stand out. It's almost like a family of trees. Now here's a nice family of trees right there. Those stand out big time in the garden. If you hear in the background, that's nature at its finest. Let's see if we can sneak up on this beautiful bird in forward. He's looking for fish. Alright, we don't want to ruin his day fishing. We'll just go away. One thing, you got a beautiful background. He might have something to catch. It's looking good. Let's see if we can get him in action. Look at this. It almost looks like a tube. Look at that. It looks like somebody painted the actual bark. Look at that. It's like a beautiful pot in your garden, but it's real. Wow. And you got a matching one right beside it with all the rock in the background. Look at how this tree here is growing, and it's doing very well. You got roots over here, and then you've got roots right on top of the rocks. And you know, it's doing very well.
So wow, was that so amazing today? You could actually feel like you're in a steam room right beside where the volcano was. It gave me tinge and goosebumps. Felt like I was in the sauna. Well, I am so exhausted, as well as Christina today. Okay, let's go get some big grub tonight, right now, and maybe take a little sauna or even like a steam room, and then hit the hay because it was a long day. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This was amazing. Let's go tomorrow and see what else we got out there.